This is my third video about Hibbeler Productions video The Next Level. And of course it will be more lies and more misunderstandings. First of all, I want to thank all my patrons, members, donors and subscribers. All of you are important for me. Thank you very much. This time it's not about Arctic and Antarctic. It's about scientific achievement that they think proves the flat Earth.
The greatest science experiments of all time, in my opinion, is from Marconi. Marconi in 1901 set up transmitters to send radio waves, like signals, wireless signals across the ocean, Atlantic Ocean, okay? So he has one set up in Europe and one set up in Canada, okay? And they're sending signals, I think the letter S was the first one, boom, and it worked. Almost 2,000 miles across the ocean, they got the signal. There's no curvature. You're talking about 600 miles of curvature between the 2 points. But it worked because all water's level.
And once again, a flat Earth classic. Radio waves, something that flurfs don't understand and have no experience of. Long wavelengths can travel far. They diffract over obstacles like mountains, and they can travel beyond the horizon. Very long wavelengths bounce against the ionosphere and can travel around the world. That's a scientific fact, and it has been demonstrated time after time. Let's have a look at his illustration. First of all, he didn't put the point at Newfoundland. That's not Newfoundland. That's Nova Scotia. But if you look at the line from UK to Newfoundland, it passes Ireland. So, if the wavelengths goes straight, how can they pass Ireland? And how can you send a radio signal from New York to Seattle and passing the Rocky Mountains, or Germany to Italy passing the Alps?
I don't even know if he was trying to talk about that at the time. It was just more about his technology that he was coming out with. And have you learned about that in school? No.
Then we have Pierluigi Ukrina, a colleague of Marconi. And before he died, he showed people in his laboratory how the Earth is stationary. You can go to my channel, Mr. Astrotheology, and you can see videos of Mr. Pierluigi Ukrina proving in his laboratory with strobe lights how you can prove quite easily that the Earth is stationary.
Pierluigi Ukrina, he claimed that he had assisted Marconi for a number of science findings, but no official proofs of that collaboration are known. And his findings about electromagnetism and so on are not recognized by the scientific community. So he didn't prove anything.
Every scientific experiment throughout time looking for axial rotation or curvature has proven the opposite. They don't teach this in schools. Any observation, when you go outside on a calm morning, you can see a perfectly glass lake. And your senses will tell you that, nothing is moving.
We, stationary Earthers, we have science, real science, on our side, and the globies have pseudoscience. In fact, all they have is Einstein saying, I have come to believe that no optical experiment can prove that the Earth is moving, and yet the Earth is moving.
Science!
Yeah, Albert Einstein. I always recommend people go watch Albert Einstein in his interviews. He's reading cue cards. He's reading notes that someone handed him, kind of like people on TV nowadays.
There is no optical experiment ever been conducted that can prove that the Earth is moving.
The Earth is spinning at 1,040 miles an hour. You can't feel it, you can't measure it, you can't observe it, you can't repeat it, but trust us, there's not one experiment that shows the Earth is spinning or moving whatsoever. There is, however, an experiment that was proven in Behind the Curve.
Bob Nodell was talking about the ring laser gyro, showing that there is a apparent 15 degrees drift throughout most of the day.
When we turned on that gyroscope, we found that we were picking up a drift, a 15 degree per hour drift.
And this was taken out of context. It was later, the experiment was done at a higher altitude and it showed a different rotation speed, which absolutely proves it's not the Earth that's moving, that it's the ether that is spinning above us.
Fleurs love to call proofs for the globe for pseudoscience, and they claim they have scientific proofs for a flat Earth. But why do they never show those scientific proofs? Strange. There are so many proofs for the rotation of the Earth, but they refuse to listen to those explanations. And the gyro compass, it proves the rotation of the Earth. Ether, what is dirt talking about? Where is the proofs for the ether? These flat earth fools are science and reality deniers, and they are liars. This video is filled of lies and all the rubbish from other flat earth channels. It's like putting makeup on a pig. It's so badly done. They don't prove anything. It's only fluff lies on repeat, and they try to earn money off this. They only have a 480 version on YouTube, and do you want to see the full version in HD? You have to pay for it. So this is as usual when Dirt and his friends are involved. It's only about the money. This was my third video about this silly video or movie. If you liked it and want to help the channel, help Ukraine, become a member, or subscribe, or use super thanks or a donation via PayPal. All money goes to Ukraine and I double the sum. So far I passed 2,200 euros sent to Ukraine. Thanks to all of you. Okay, that was all for this time. See you soon. Have a nice day. Bye.